Hello, and welcome to the first installment of 2022 of the Carrie and Karen training series. My name is Carrie Duran, and I'm the Legislative Liaison for Lakes Region Community Services.
Hi, my name is Karen Blake, and I'm the Director of Public Policy and Advocacy for Community Supports Network Incorporated, or CSNI.
Well, welcome everyone. We are so excited today to show you how you can access the legislative process in New Hampshire remotely. And we do have opportunities to do so this year. First off, we are going to show you how you sign in opposed or in support of certain bills. And we will do that by bringing you to the GenCourt website. So as you can see on your screen is the General Court website, which the state of New Hampshire and our legislators use to allow access to the public to learn information about bills and hearings that are happening. Karen, would you like to give us a little bit of an overview about the GenCourt website?
Sure. Both the New Hampshire House of Representatives and the New Hampshire Senate have their own pages that you can get more detailed information about what's going on legislatively for both of those legislative bodies. But from this homepage, we can still get a lot of information. Carrie, would you mind scrolling down a little bit?
Sure.
One of the improvements that they've made are these quick links that will help you figure out who your local representative is, your local senator, a current bill search. And what they mean by current bill search is any bills for 2022 and other information. However, if you do have a specific bill that you're looking for, you can use this quick find a bill option.
Is that down here to the left?
That is in your lower left-hand corner, yes.
All right, perfect. So if we are interested in a bill that someone has told us about that we want to learn more information on that could perhaps have a hearing on it today, how would we do that?
Sure. So if you actually have the bill number, you can put it into Find a Bill. And one bill that is having a public hearing today is SB 322. Any of the bills that begin with an SB, their originating legislative body is the Senate. Any bills with an HB, their originating body is the House. Okay, and as we can see, we know today that SB 322, relative to remote meetings under the Right to Know law, is being heard today in the Senate Judiciary Committee at 1:30. So even though you may not be able to get to Concord today, you can still have your voice heard in the legislative process. And how we do that is we can go to the Senate digital calendar.
Or what would this be over here, Karen?
Sure. The hyperlink that you can see there, the SB 322, if you click on it, it will bring you to the docket of the bill. And what the docket is it gives you information on how a bill is progressing. So we just started the 2022 legislative session, so there isn't too much on the docket, but that's where you can see that that the public hearing is going to be today, what room it's going to be in, and what time.
And also, if I might add, we can also read the bill here, can't we?
Correct. It gives all the pertinent information, the title, who the prime sponsors are, as well as, an analysis of the bill, and then the full details of the bill as it stands right now.
Perfect. So which screen would you like me to go to?
Let's go up to the Senate. And we're going to show you how to get to the meeting schedule. So if we could scroll down to
meeting
Senate
schedule. Down here?
That right there is perfect. Okay, so just a little bit of information. The New Hampshire Senate's meeting schedule is a little bit different from the New Hampshire House meeting schedule by their color coding. And so red is a standard committee meeting, green is an additional meeting, purple is a session day, and blue is a committee of conference. So let's scroll on down. And we'll get to today. Today is January 25th.
There it is.
Now, one of the important things that you're going to need to know is what committee a bill is currently residing in. So we know that SB 322 is in the Senate Judiciary. So let's click on that, Carrie. So it gives you the time that this committee is scheduled to meet, where it meets in the State House, because some of the Senate chambers are actually in the State House. It gives all of the bills that are going to be heard today in a public hearing. They also have hyperlinks to each of those bills so that you have an opportunity to review those bills. Just to let people know, all of these details have to be noticed in the public. So it has to have a public notice. And the earliest any of these can have a public hearing is the time that's listed. However, it can begin long after.
I also noticed there is a way to add these to your calendar. So if you want to keep up to date, you can add them to your Google Calendar.
That's correct. So let us look at the remote sign-in. Okay, so it's important to note that once a bill has a public hearing listed, you can go in and sign in support, opposition, or neutral on any of these bills. You have until 11:59, the day of the public hearing, to sign in. So that's perfect for those of us that may not have time at 10 o'clock in the morning to sign into a public hearing. You have time beforehand, and then you could do it, maybe later on in the day. Sometimes it's good to do that after you've seen the public hearing and really get a feel for where the bill might be going.
Perfect.
Okay.
So question for you. So I'm going to sign in. So say I sign in support of this bill today. Then where does my support information go? Who gets it after I submit it?
That is a great question, Carrie. It goes to the committee. And any of the testimony, which we'll show you in a moment, also goes to all committee members. So it does get counted as if you were there today. So what people who may not have gone to a public hearing in person before may not know is there is the list that you actually physically sign in at each one of these public hearings. And your opinion is absolutely noted. This just does the same thing, but online.
Perfect. Well, we are looking today, as we said, it was SB 322.
Right. So first up, you have to go to the calendar and select the day. And today is the 25th.
All right.
And again, it's important to know what committee that the bill that you're looking for resides in. So our committee is Senate Judiciary. And then it lists all of the bills that are available today.
All right. Now I have a question. So say we accidentally sign in against a bill that we actually support. Are we able to, once submitted, go and fix that? Or what would you suggest if somebody accidentally clicked the wrong button?
Sure. If somebody pushes the wrong button, as far as I know, you could email the committee and let them know. You will notice in some of the public hearings that they do discuss that while they're live.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I see there's so many options as to, who you are.
There are so many options. Now, As far as the general public, you would pick a member of the public. Okay, and then it still gives you an additional space on who you might be representing. So for the most part, you're going to be representing yourself. However, you may be a part of a volunteer group, and you're submitting testimony or an opinion on behalf of each of them. So that myself can be changed if need be.
Perfect. So, all right, so we'll say I am in support of this bill.
And just to discuss, you know, I am in support, I oppose, or I'm neutral, just so that people understand that when you have support, you know, on a bill, you're supporting everything about the bill unless you submit written testimony as well. Same with oppose the bill. The reason that you might pick neutral is that there are some parts that you are in support of and some parts you might not be. And in that case, it is really good idea to submit written testimony to make it clear.
So what you're also saying, Karen, is that sometimes bills are not straightforward, meaning they're not just about one subject. They could be almost a whole package. So it is important to discern between the area that you are in support of or that you oppose.
That's correct. Right now in Senate Health and Human Services, there are several omnibus bills, and an omnibus bills are multiple bills in one bill. So you will see that there could be anything between, you know, 5 to 25 different topics in a single bill. And you have to be very careful about which parts you are in support of, in opposition of, and more.
All right. Well, shall I hit continue?
So if we just, so it does give you an opportunity to review your selection before you continue. So you have the date, what committee it is, what time the public hearing is, who you are, and what your position is, and then continue.
All right.
Okay, and so just to put in your you can put in your personal information. Carrie, we okay.
I've done this before.
Mm-hmm. And just so you know, yes, after the first time, it will remember who you are
Mm-hmm.
And populate. But even though it's self-populated, you can still change anything that you need to.
Perfect. So we'll continue.
Mm-hmm.
And so it looks like it, again, reviews all the information, and then it asks you to verify that the information is correct.
Correct. So do you just have to click that checkbox? And again, it says, I do not wish to speak on the bill because at this moment in time, there is no option to remotely testify at this time. Let's continue.
All right, let me hit continue.
And again, this is a similar bill. This does happen often, that there are bills that are similar, if not exactly the same, in both legislative bodies. Sometimes it makes for the legislation to happen quickly. It also can sometimes help refine a bill.
So I've noticed it is the House Judiciary.
House Judiciary, and that is actually on Thursday, the 27th at 11 a.m.
All right, let me to go back. So we know it's Judiciary. I'm going back to the meeting schedule for the day and looking for House Judiciary. Today is Tuesday, the 25th.
And it's on Thursday, the 27th.
There we go. So we can sign in opposed or in support of bills in advance. How far in advance can we do it?
As soon as it is listed officially on the calendar, or what was formerly known as the digital calendar, you can sign in. You only have until 11:59 p.m. the day of the public hearing to weigh in officially. But that doesn't mean that if you've missed the sign-in that you can't contact the committee. Even if a day or two afterwards, you still want to submit written testimony, you can do that just to the committee. I would recommend not going beyond that because they do executive sessions pretty quickly.
All right. So I'm going to click on the Judiciary Committee.
Mm-hmm. And there's only 2 bills that are listed that day. You'll notice again, there are slight differences between the Senate and the House, whereas the House allows you on some committees to go right to the YouTube live stream, which we will talk about in another video. But let's look down at the remote sign-in.
All right, and I just wanted to point out, again, they do offer a hyperlink if you want to read a little bit more about the details of the bill. You can also add it to your calendar, which I find helpful, certainly. And
right
here is the remote sign-in. So it looks like it's a little bit different.
It is a little bit different. So step 1 for the House is to add your personal information. And again, Carrie has done that before, but you can always update any of the information. You have to select the hearing date, which is the 27th. You have to select your committee. We know it's House Judiciary. And the bill is, yep, perfect. It only lists the bills that are available that day, which is good because it definitely saves you some time. And as you can see, it gives another extra option, which is the judicial branch. Yep. Again, just some slight differences, and that's why we're going over both of them. You're a member of the public, and that one doesn't give you so you're representing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a position. Now, this is great that the House has allowed you to upload your testimony right from the sign-in, which is
wonderful.
So it's good to know that in case you wanted to submit written testimony so that your sign-in and your testimony kind of go together. But as we said, you can always email the committee, and we'll show you that as soon as we're done here. So if Carrie had additional testimony, she could upload it now, and then we do the final review. And this one actually says that the sign-in sheet will close for purposes of registering your opinion at 11:59 p.m. the day of the hearing.
Perfect. So I do not have written testimony to upload at this time. So then I will, and it does ask for my personal information, or it just, no, look, I'm going through this with everybody. So
yep.
Thank you for registering your opinion, which is wonderful. And what's great is our legislators, if they wished to talk with me about my opinion or talk to me about the letter that I submitted, they have my information to reach out to me. And certainly that's one of the things that I love about our state is the access that we have as citizens to our lawmakers.
Right. And just again, the slight difference between the New Hampshire House and the New Hampshire Senate, whereas the New Hampshire Senate remote sign-in had a button for you to sign in again. This one just automatically brings you back to the sign-in. So you can just sign into as many bills as you would like pretty quickly. Again, if you do have written testimony, to definitely have that ready for any House bills. The one thing that to show people that even if you don't have written testimony at the time that you sign in, that's okay. You can email each of the committees right from either the House page or the Senate page by going to the standing committees, and there is an option to email the entire committee. So it really makes it easier than before. As much as we have talked about, you know, how to sign in our next video, we will talk about how we watch all of these proceedings.
Mm-hmm. And just to mention, certainly this is how we can access it remotely. For myself and for Karen, we live more than an hour away from Concord. So to be able to access it is really important to us, and to have it be as easy as this is important to us as well. But if we did decide to, you know, even if we logged in and support submitted testimony, we are still welcome, if we could, to go in person that day and
Absolutely.
testify in person if we wanted to, correct?
Absolutely. This just ensures that your voice is at least initially heard. If you wanted to testify on any of these public hearings, you would go to the room that was indicated. My understanding you would do in person is you would get there. You've already signed in remotely, so you don't want to do that, but you would sign a pink card to say that you wanted to testify, and those are separate.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining me today, Karen, as we shared with everyone how to submit testimony, how to sign in favor or opposed to certain legislation. And we are so happy that you were all able to join us. And again, my name is Carrie Duran, and I'm the Legislative Liaison for Lakes Region Community Services. And we are so excited you joined us today. Karen?
Thank you so much for everyone joining us. And thank you, Carrie, so much for hosting. And you know, my name is Karen Blake, and I'm the Director of Public Policy and Advocacy for CSNI.
Wonderful. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.